Home Affairs Minister calls for stricter border controls and violence marks resumption of farm workers' strike. Good afternoon. The Home Affairs Minister Naledi Pandor says border controls have to be improved urgently to curb the high number of illegal Zimbabwean immigrants crossing the border into South Africa. She says South Africa has a responsibility to protect its borders. The minister says she's been addressing the issue with authorities in Zimbabwe.
We need to improve border management ourselves as a country and as a department. I do think we should make use of technology and monitor the borders and really have a sense of where are the weak points and ensure that we do address them. Understand fences are down, they're not being repaired quickly. All of that is something that I think we should be responding to more efficiently.
Pandor, meanwhile, says her department is doing all it can to alleviate congestion at the Beitbridge border post between South Africa and Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwean government has criticized South Africa for the long delays. The minister says there should be an improvement by Easter.
We're going to look at the statistics, assess exactly who we're dealing with. Are these visitors or have we got some other phenomenon occurring? So I want us to investigate exactly what we're dealing with. But for purposes of Easter, we'll increase the number of staff. I also will secure some porter cabins to have a greater number of facilities available for queues. We'll also manage the queues better, and it's not quite as orderly as it could be.
Striking farm workers in the Boland have set a journalist's car on fire at De Dorens. More than 40 people have been arrested as the resumed industrial action led to violence. Police have had to use rubber bullets and stun grenades to control the crowd, and the N1 remains closed to traffic. There have also been disturbances reported at Wolseley and Clan William. Police spokesperson Andre Trout.
44 people have been arrested in the Western Cape on charges relating to intimidation and public violence. There was an incident in the Dorens where a photographer's vehicle was set alight. The circumstances are being investigated. We make an appeal to the public as well as journalists covering the unrest to exercise caution when approaching areas with potential violence.
The Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has called on communities to help avoid learners from dropping out of school. She visited a primary school in Saulsville, west of Pretoria today as part of a back-to-school project in partnership with a leading bank. Over 4,000 poor learners have benefited from a multi-million rand investment by Nedbank. The minister says teenage pregnancy and crime contribute to learners dropping out.
As South Africans, let's do something to make sure that we can sustain, we can keep our children at school. But some of the reasons that they're going out, issues that are out of my control as a minister. Schooling, it's a marathon. Many marathons, some don't even complete the race, some fall by the way. But when it's time to celebrate our Bruce Fordyce, don't tell us about those that fell by the way, because indeed we've raised concerns and are doing something about it.
Finally, Indian officials say one of two soldiers killed along the border of the disputed region of Kashmir has been beheaded by Pakistani troops. Yesterday, India accused Pakistan of crossing the border to carry out the attack. The top story, the Home Affairs Minister says border controls have to be improved urgently to curb the high number of illegal immigrants crossing the border into South Africa.